So good evening, everyone, and thanks for being here. I know it's difficult sitting through lengthy sessions. I'll try and make mine as crisp as possible. My friends at ACEF tell me that I have 20 minutes. I'll try and finish it in 19. So we all are here at the Global Customer Engagement Forum Awards 2022. In a manner of speaking, for the next 20 minutes, you all are my customers, and I hope I can engage you for the next 20 minutes. Before we go forward, let me take you backward in time. Let's go back about 40 years. It was 1981, and IBM launched the first personal computer. In fact, computers before that were known as mainframes, and they were as large as that screen in front of you. In 1981, IBM launches the personal computer, and in just 3 years' time, the sales of its personal computers rises to $5 billion and makes IBM the #1 PC manufacturer in the world. In fact, at that point in time, the combined sales of IBM, which was about $13 billion, was more than the next 7 competitors put together. Just imagine, IBM was huge, really huge, and they focused on building their brand even bigger and better. In order to do that, someone at IBM decided that we should hive away some of the, or outsource some of the businesses that are not so big. So they decided to outsource their software business to a company that was small, had about 32 employees, and the name of that company was Microsoft. Then they decided to outsource the microprocessor business to another company which was almost going bankrupt, and the name of that company, Intel. Soon, IBM realized that its customers were more focused on actually sharing files with their friends. And to share files with your friends, their customer was most interested in the software inside the computer and the microprocessor inside the computer, not the brand that built that computer. In about 1993, IBM faced its biggest loss of $8.1 billion, and the same year, it had to retrench almost 100,000 employees. We will talk about the out-of-home medium and how the media owners as well as the advertisers can actually engage their customers. हर सिक्के के दो पहलू होते हैं. Every story has two sides. Every medium has two sets of consumers. One is the advertiser, the other is the people who actually consume that medium. We will see today how both of these can engage their customers in a much better manner. We will try and establish how music teaches us about creating a better media product, how a piece of stone can inspire us to give your customer great content, how our favorite superstar can teach us something about creating great media products. And we've been hearing about this the entire evening, how advertisers can actually use better storytelling to engage their customers. Yes, marketing is not only about the stuff you make, but also about the stories that you tell. Wow, what a lovely piece of music. But what is music? In fact, Claude Debussy, the French composer, said and deeply that music is nothing but the space between two notes. Just imagine, what a deep thought. Just imagine if you had all the notes put together, sa re ga ma pa dha ni sa, put together, will it create great music? No. You need to space it out. From a media owner perspective, from the out-of-home perspective, the media owner needs to use the space between the two campaigns in a much exciting manner. We see, and I think some of y'all, and most of y'all would have, that between two campaigns, there's always some space, empty space. Largely, you will see a number on it, or maybe a great photograph. But can media owners use that space better to create great content? I'm sure they can. Let's see how. In my current avatar as a preservationist, we work on restoring ancient art and history of India through digital products. My current avatar prompted me the other day while I was walking on the street to bend down and pick this piece of stone. Now, this is not an ordinary stone. If you have a close look at it, it looks like just any other stone. But I picked it up and I was surprised as to what story the stone told me. Yeah? This is not a simple stone. This stone is 66 million years old, and I'm not joking. This is part of the Gilbert Hill, which is just a stone's throw away from here in Andheri. Gilbert Hill was formed 66 million years ago when molten lava spurted from the surface of the earth here in Andheri and created this huge rock formation. In fact, it is a Grade 2 heritage site right here in Bombay. And it was a rare geological phenomenon where during the Mesozoic era, 66 million years ago, I actually went to Gilbert Hill and picked this rock, and it actually feels really heavy because of the history behind it. Content like this, realities like this, exist all around us. Just imagine if media owners can use content like this and serve it on that space between the two advertisements. How interesting that will be, yeah? So people in Andheri learning about Gilbert Hill, people in Villapale knowing more about the Parleshwar temple, people in Bandra knowing more about the Bandra fort. There's so much content available. Serve it, engage your customers. And more interestingly, on this entire planet, apart from Andheri and Gilbert Hill, there are only two more such rock formations, which are as old as 66 million years, and they are national monuments in America. However, we are obsessed with size. Back in 2018, right on the top of the new year, Kim Jong-un famously said that I sit in an office which has a nuclear button right on my table, and all the missiles are pointing towards the west. In a matter of minutes, our friend Trump comes to know. He's someone who doesn't keep quiet, we all know it. So he said, he tweeted actually, somebody please tell that guy Kim that I also have a nuclear button in my office. And you know what? Mine is bigger than yours, and it actually works. Obsession with size is something that we see in the out-of-home media ecosystem as well. Mera hoarding uske hoarding se bada hai. See, size is not the only thing. What you do with what you have is most important. Media owners tend to believe that they are competing with the other media owner. No. I feel that you're competing with Shah Rukh Khan. See, there are only that many eyeballs that exist in the market. If you are as interesting, if you are as intelligent, if you are as humorous, stylish, and relevant as this superstar, your media will get attention. And I think if you don't do that, your history. Investing in yourself is most important. Yes, you put up a hoarding, you get the advertiser, yes. But if you really invest in that piece of media, you will stay relevant for a longer period of time. Now let's see how the advertiser can actually engage his customers. When you think of a pub and a pub's advertising, what comes to your mind? The usual. Great looking glass of beer, people sitting together having a meal. But Garcia's pub here, which was in Buffalo, New York, way back in 1989, did something different. And arguably, it is one of the greatest out-of-home stories ever told. What did Garcia do? Any brand that wishes to advertise largely needs what? What is the objective? My name needs to get publicized. I need people to come to me, and I need sales. Garcia achieved all of that and more. What did they do? They got together with their advertising agency and came up with an idea, created a story that ran for 9 weeks in Buffalo. They created 2 characters. One was William and the other was Angel. So the first week, a billboard goes up in the town of Buffalo where William says, "Hey Angel, I saw you at Garcia's. Can we meet next week?" The entire week this billboard runs. The next week again, new creative, William says, "Angel, still waiting for you at Garcia's. Please, can we meet?" Third week, William comes back again, says, "I'm going broke paying for these billboards. Angel, this week at least." Now just imagine, do you think the entire town got involved? You bet it did. In fact, on the 4th week, seeing the response, the agency adds another character. And the character is Candy. Candy says, "Hey William, I'm not Angel, but I do wear red. Can I meet you at Garcia's?" So you see, another character is getting involved. 5th week, William comes back and says, "Candy was great, but she was not you. Angel, please, please, let's meet." 6th week, introduce another character, Frankie. Frankie says, "Hey William, if you're talking about my Angel, you've had it." William comes back on the 7th week and says, "Frankie be damned, Angel, please come." By this time, just imagine, the entire town gets involved. The local press, the television channels pick it up and are talking about the story. 8th week, creative changes. Angel comes and says, "Hey, I must be crazy, but yes, let's meet at Garcia's this week." Now just imagine, do you think that the entire town was at Garcia's? Yes, it was. Yeah? So Garcia's became a household name. Sales picked up, media picked it up, and they also won the OB for that year, which is equivalent to the Oscars for out of home. Just one billboard, great storytelling, great response. Yeah? Paul Smith, the designer, opened this store in Los Angeles in 2005. And designers, irreverence, out of the box, he decided to just paint his store pink. No strategy, just decided to paint it pink. This store has now become the most Instagrammable walls in history and one of the top tourist attractions in the world. Just imagine. Paul Smith painted it pink, and people actually go there to click selfies, put it onto their Instagram profiles. In fact, these numbers are of 2018 and 19. Combined reach, geotagged 28,728 geotags, reaches 30 million people, and almost 5,500 followers of Paul Smith. Did Paul actually plan this? No, he didn't. He just did something different and became the talk of the town. We see a lot of airlines advertising out of home. What do those ads look like? We all know what they look like, yeah? But Delta did something very different. What do you think they did? They tied up with Tinder, the dating site, and when they sat together deciding about the campaign, Tinder gave this insight that their customers, the people who visit their page, they've seen that people who have traveled the world or who are interested in traveling the world get more right swipes. Yeah? So they decided to create a wall like this. Maybe inspiration was the pink wall, we don't know. But they created a wall like this and urged their customers to fake a trip till you actually make the trip. Yeah? Guess what happens? 200 million media impressions during the campaign period. 273% above average engagements. 144% above average CTR. Just imagine numbers. I mean, the numbers are there. It becomes a rage. People actually click their photographs and upload it onto their profiles. And the idea was that Delta wanted to showcase the fact that it flies to almost 100 different destinations from the United States and get your partners travel the world. One location. The entire campaign is seen world over. Yeah? So great storytelling, knowing what a customer wants, and giving them that is the idea. Advertisers can use the out-of-home medium in different ways. In fact, some of the better known campaigns that have won the Cannes Lions have been out-of-home campaigns. The recent one, not as recent as last year, but in 2017, the Fearless Girl, just one location, but becomes a rage all over the world. So your 1,600 square feet billboard can be the next smartphone sensation. The question is, when? When you leave this room this evening and travel to your offices tomorrow is Saturday, some of us do work, but maybe the next week, look up, see some of the advertisements that are donning those billboards. If you're excited about some of them, let's start a conversation. You will be surprised that some really great campaigns are currently going on. Thank you for being a patient audience. I hope I was able to engage you and take care of yourselves.